Kim Jones' recent Spring-Summer 2021 Dior collection, Dior Men's I should say, is something of a future perspective on fashion. It isn't necessarily groundbreaking, but that doesn't make it any less amazing. In a recent tweet, I mentioned how Kim Jones' take on Dior Men's is actually a perfect starting point for any person who wants to become more acclimated in the process of fashion perspective and interpretation. That's because what Kim forces you to do is to look at each piece individually while respecting the vision in its entirety. That may sound cliche, but that's basically the goal of any fashion designer. While new fans of fashion enter the fold, it's often difficult for them to separate the art from the function, and in most cases, the styling from the pieces themselves. Now, it's not difficult for individuals new to the forays of designer fashion to ask the question, who the hell would actually wear this? In fact, that's quite common. Well, with Kim Jones' take on Dior Men's, it commands your respect simply because some of the pieces are wearable while being absolutely beautiful, even in the styling. And there is no other word that really can describe the detailed tailoring and thought that goes into the pieces but beautiful. Calling them dope is too crass, and calling them well done is an understatement of epic proportions. Dior under Kim Jones is winning because it understands that in order for a new generation to evolve, new generation of fashion enthusiasts, it must be a part of the conversation via the information that they already talk about. This is why Jordan Dior and Dior Stussy exist, at least in collaborative form. Not simply because street and designer are melding at such a feverish pitch, but also because Kim understands that people want to wear cool stuff that they already know about, because then it has meaning in their lives, it has context. And what better way to do this than to be incredibly inclusive? Kim also has a way of using this inclusiveness without the social justice baggage, which you see everywhere. You may notice in the latest collection, he collaborates with African artists, and I'm gonna butcher his name, but bear with me, Amoako Boafo, talented in his own right. And Kim opts for an all-African model casting to showcase the collection. Now, you would be excused if you thought this was more of a political statement in response to the current cultural conversation that we are having en masse. But that's too easy for Kim Jones, because Jones spent a good portion of his early youth in Africa. And while many never state where in Africa he lived, as Africa is a continent and not a country, but that's beside the point, it's clear Jones takes tone and reference from Africa quite a bit. He just recently had to throw it in our face with this collection, perhaps as a statement, but more so as it gleans a personal aesthetic choice. And it works. He doesn't have to say anything but, I love Africa, and here's the African artist that I worked with. Talk to him about his work and not me. I just love what he does. That's the type of recognition we want in this space. Kim has put Dior Men's in that space, at least in the men's division. That can't be argued. And he's bringing the entirety of fashion design and the industry into a new era of sleek yet approachable style, while also being an education on perspective and interpretation. That's why it's ahead of the curve, because Kim is a cultured individual. He's a world traveler that was a fan of streetwear before it was even streetwear. He's a collector and an artist who loves others' art perhaps more than his own, and that's evident in this collection. He also has an opinion on fashion without being iconoclastic, which is rare for even the most seasoned fashion designers. It's the reason why Dior Men's continues to kill it every collection, and why others are simply trying to play catch up, that is, other big labels out there. But with that, it doesn't really matter what the industry or what journalists say about Dior under Kim Jones. It's up to you, the ones who are partaking in watching and looking at this stuff. So it's important that you let us know what your opinion is of Dior Homme under Kim Jones. Let those thoughts be known in the comments. But most importantly, keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give a thumbs up if you liked the video. Follow on Instagram for the latest out of Japan and beyond. And if you want even more content and business tips, all you gotta do is become a member right here on YouTube or Patreon at patreon.com/ TheCasual. But most importantly, keep it locked right here for all of your info on international street fashion and culture from Tokyo. It's your boy, and keep it casual. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu.